Today we're going to be cracking open this $95 mystery box from Boom Loot, and we're going to be opening up a very special package from an incredible member of the Funko community. Here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So we've been cracking open a lot of Boom Loot mystery boxes recently, but bear with us with the move right now. Everything has just been chaotic. There's just boxes all over the place. And unfortunately, I am not able to put out as detailed and informative content here on the channel that I traditionally like to do. We like to do a lot of pops on the rise and pops on the fall and, tracking all over sorts of things. I know a lot of people have been waiting for another buy now video, and I am going to be putting together another one of those videos soon, but we've just been focusing on a lot of unboxings and hauls and battles just because those don't take as much time to film, and with our upcoming move here in a few weeks, we just have to focus on shorter content. So bear with us, just hang in there until we get settled into our new house, which we do not have yet. There's no update. We do not have a house. We have not put an offer on a home, but I really appreciate all you guys checking in terms of what's going on with us and the new house. Trust me, when we have news to share, we will be so grateful to pass it on to you guys. So, getting into the first part of today's video, we have a $95 guaranteed value mystery box from Boom Loot Toys. Now, this run I am particularly excited for. This was their most recent run. We actually picked up a few boxes. There was only 30 in this run, and this was $95, volume 111, top box has over $300 inside. We're gonna find out in a few short minutes if we were lucky enough to get that top box, but nonetheless, I mean, there are some really good hits in this run. The first thing that catches my eye, it looks like there's a Freddy Funko as Thor. That would be a great one to pull. There's also a hooded Darth Maul. Couple good Star Wars pops in this run. Looks like there's a Futura Boba Fett. Up in the top right-hand corner, there's a Rebels Captain Rex. That's another one that I would not be upset if I pulled. There's a Freddy Funko as Mandalorian. That would be a good one as well. Not to mention there's some other good non-Star Wars pops. There's the original Shredder. There's a Miles Morales in there. Nemesis Prime. A couple NFTs. And it looks like the top hit is Misfits Fiend. Now, I don't know anything about that pop, but I'm guessing it's a pretty valuable pop because Boom Loot usually puts their most expensive pop in that bottom right-hand corner. So here we go. We got 3 pops to crack open. We'll do the middle pop last because that's typically the most valuable pop of the 3. And we'll go from there. So hopefully everybody's Monday is just going well. Good start to the week, I hope. It's going to be a very busy week for us once again. The last few weeks just seem to be just getting busier and busier and busier, and we seem to be getting less and less sleep. But that's just how it goes, I guess, when you are in the process of moving. And we are very fortunate to have now a large collection, but with having a large collection comes the pain and strain of moving it. So call back to Uncle Ben, with great power comes great responsibility. So here we go. First pop of the day. We have, a fun Marvel pop. You know, we actually had this one the other night during our Marvel stream. Thank you to everybody once again who came over and picked something up from our big Marvel show. This is the Walgreens exclusive Green Goblin, and this is coming in from 2016, so it's a nice older pop. There is a metallic chase to this, but come on, check out this incredible original wave of pops right there. You have the Black Suit Symbiote, Spider-Man, Iron Spider, Taskmaster, and of course the Norman Osborn comic Green Goblin. This is awesome. I bet you that has some good value. I think it's like 30, 35 bucks. Way under what it should be, in my opinion. But here we go. Pop number 2 on the day. We have Scrooge McDuck. Now, this one we have pulled quite a few times. It's a fun one. This is the 2017 shared sticker from New York Comic Con, and this is the one with him on the pile of gold. Man, doesn't everyone just want to be Scrooge McDuck? He is so happy to be just swimming around in all the money he has. However, money is not the key to happiness. And sometimes when you have a lot of money, other things in your life might be lacking. But nonetheless, Scrooge McDuck is pretty happy. You know, I heard a lot of people were getting into the lottery over the weekend. I guess there's some billions that are up for grabs or something. So maybe the person who wins the lottery will look like Mr. Scrooge McDuck here. But here we go. This is our third pop. It's a $95 box. I don't think we're going to get like a super big hit here because Green Goblin, like I said, is probably like $30 to $35. Scrooge McDuck, I think, is like $25, $28-ish, if I had to recall off the top of my head. So I don't know if we have like a killer pop behind door number 3, but let's see. We have, oh, it is a Star Wars pop. Let's go. Was this even in the picture? I don't even remember seeing this. Yeah, I am not seeing this one on the picture. The Scrooge McDuck is on the picture, but man, kudos to Boom Loot. I love it when they throw in surprises like this. This is an amazing one. Smuggler's Bounty exclusive Count Dooku. And for a while, this was actually the only Count Dooku Funko Pop that Funko had made for quite some time. And thanks to the recent Tales of the Jedi animated series, they actually gave us some more backstory on the lore of Count Dooku. And he was actually a Jedi who turned to the dark side and everything. But most people know him based on his look here. He does have a rather unique lightsaber blade. Here, I'm going to pop this out of the box really quick. 2017 Count Dooku. I'm a little bit of a Star Wars fan, so bear with me, guys. But what's really cool about Count Dooku is he actually has the curved lightsaber hilt, which you guys can see. Funko did a great job of capturing that unique little detail about him in his pop here. And of course, because it's Star Wars, he's got the base that says Star Wars, and he is a bobblehead. But nonetheless, he looks fantastic with his cape flowing in the wind. And yeah, this is a great hit. I am super stoked. And guys, give me just a moment. I'm going to check the value of all our 3 pops and see how we did going up against our $95 price tag. So believe it or not, I think this is actually one of the lowest Boom Loot value boxes that we've ever received yet. All 3 of these pops are older, and I think it's one of my favorite mystery boxes from them if you're just going based off the quality of the pop characters. So first up, we had the Walgreens Green Goblin. He's coming in at $33, and I think I said he was somewhere in between 30 to 35, so I was pretty spot on with that guesstimate. Also, the shared Scrooge McDuck. He is currently trending at $31, so I think I was pretty close on that one as well. This one right here I think is vastly undervalued, but nonetheless, Count Dooku is coming in at $44. He may have come down because they've made a couple other versions now of Count Dooku. They did the one with the Red Saber series where he's deluxe and everything. I would personally love to see a younger version of Count Dooku be made in Funko Pop form at some point based on his appearance in that animated Tales of the Jedi show that came out, I think 2 years ago now. But we actually have Tales of the Empire being the follow-up animated season to that. That's going to be coming out on May the 4th. So very excited for that. And I am always a very, very happy person when I get to pull a Star Wars pop. But we actually pulled a grand total of $108 on our $95 Boom Loot box, which is of one of the lower values that we've ever pulled. So we pretty much broke even when you factor in shipping and tax and all that stuff. But still, nonetheless, a phenomenal mystery box. All the pops, like I said, were older, and they pretty much had no damage, which is just phenomenal. So once again, Boom Loot, great job on your mystery box. And if you guys end up pulling a top hit from Boom Loot's run, let me know. I'd be curious to see who gets which pop, just like we're always curious to hear about who gets which pop from our mystery box runs. But the next package that we have here is something that I don't think I am physically prepared for, let alone mentally prepared for, but we're just going to jump right into it. So this package is actually coming from a very special member of the Funko community. Her name is Lauren. She goes by the handle Oh Lordy Pops. Joanna actually gave me a heads up on this box as she was communicating with Lauren quite a bit through Instagram over the past couple weeks. I'm glad she did give me a heads up on this because if I had opened this blind, I don't think I would have been able to make it through the entire video. So she did tell me what is inside this box, and unfortunately, for those of you guys who do know about Oh Lordy, she unfortunately lost her husband recently, which is just super tragic. Chris, he went by the handle Wise Lordship, and I had the privilege of speaking a little bit with Chris here and there. Specifically, our last conversation, which was only a handful of messages, was I got to thank him for sending over the amount of boxes that he and Lauren had put together for our Toys for Tots show last November. Now, for those of you guys who recall, our Toys for Tots show was no small undertaking, and it was a massive success because of the amount of stuff that everybody sent over to us to auction off during our, I think it ended up being a 16 or 17 hour stream on the Whatnot app. But Chris and Lauren in particular, they sent over quite a few items, and we were just shocked. They let us know, Chris let us know some stuff was coming, but I was not prepared for the amount of stuff that they sent over. And it's just that right there is a true testament to the character of the kind of person that Chris was. And like I mentioned, unfortunately, we lost him too soon, and I can't imagine the loss that has on a family. Now, Lauren, she and Chris shared the love of collecting, which is similar that, you know, it's a similar love that Joanna and I get to share with one another all the time. They collected, of course, Funko Pops, Handmade by Robots, and Tiny Ghosts in particular. And one thing that Chris and especially Lauren had was their love for Freddy Funko. And as you guys know, I am a pretty diehard Freddy Funko fan. It's one of the best parts of collecting. I love Freddy as a character. He means so much to me. And Lauren, I'm just going to say this right off the bat. I can't believe you did this, and I'm really honored that you sent this over. So I'm going to open this box to Lauren and her family. Once again, I can't imagine going through what you went through. But once again, for the little moments that I shared just messaging Chris back and forth, I knew how good of a person he was, and I'm still grateful to everything he did, especially for us and helping our Toys for Tots auction be such a massive success. So I do have a little note right here. It says John and Joanna. I imagine it's going to be something that I'm going to read off screen. There was one other thing that Chris and I briefly discussed, very briefly. And Chris and Lauren were very lucky enough to win a couple social media Freddy sodas. And yeah, I'm definitely going to have to read this later. But one of the things that I know Chris had said, and I think I meant it jokingly, was, you know, he had said that if they ever came across an additional social media Freddy soda, that they would be happy to pass it my way. I do want to show this off because this is really cool. We have an Oh Lordy's Pops and Wise Lordship soda sticker here, and it does say LE100, so this is very cool. I love the crest and everything with the Funko crowns. This is truly something special. But so inside this box, yeah, inside this box. So this is an item. This is an item that means a lot because I was trying to win it quite a bit from Funko. I did a lot of stuff, and I know a lot of people won it through Twitter, and there's even a new social media Freddy pop now. They came out with a 3.0 pop, and I realized that maybe maybe this one just wasn't gonna happen. Wasn't meant to be. I've actually never won anything through Funko, but something that Joanna, my wife, gave me perspective on. She said, you know, maybe Funko has seen that I have a lot of Freddies, and they wanted to give out the social media Freddies and the giveaways they had to other people, you know, to give them opportunities to have Freddies in their collection. And up until a few years ago, Freddies have been very exclusive, very tough to get, very limited. That's what drew me into collecting in the first place. So I had pretty much said to myself that this might be an item that I never get, and that I was content with that, and that was okay. But Joanna told me the other day that this item was coming, and now that I hold it in my hand, and the power of how it got to me is just unreal. So here's what it looks like. 2,000 piece social media Freddy Funko Soda. The common version here has him with the red shirt, and with it being limited to only 2,000 pieces, there's a lot more than 2,000 Funko fans out there. So as you guys can imagine, you know, Funko ran out of these within a reasonable amount of time, and this is a very desired item. And like I mentioned, I kind of just said to myself, I'm very fortunate to have the collection that I have, and that if I didn't get this item, that was okay. But the fact that Chris wanted me to get one, and then Joanna mentioned that Lauren said that she had specifically spoken to Chris about doing this, I can't. Yeah. So there he is. He's got his little cell phone there, and he's doing the classic Freddy wink. This isn't something that's going to live in my collection. This is something that's going to live in my life forever, because this, along with some other items that I've been gifted, it's just in another league of its own. And Lauren, I can't thank you enough. I wish I could have met Chris. I can't wait to meet you, Lauren. I can't wait to meet your kids. Hopefully we have that opportunity to do that. But before I put this away, there is something that I want to share with you guys that I think it's time. It's something that I've been holding back with myself and with a lot of you guys. And there's a lot of people from the community that are my family. You guys are the ones I talk to every day. Heck, we had a little mini earthquake 3 days ago, and 2 dozen people immediately reached out through text and message on Instagram and asking if we were okay and if our family in New Jersey was okay. That's what Funko is to me. And some people say the whole Funko family thing, and again, it rolls off the tongue nice because the words Funko and family happen to both start with the letter F, but it's real for me, and I'm going to tell you guys why. And I can't tell you every detail for legal reasons, but I don't have the family that I grew up with anymore. I was forced to make a decision, and the decision that I had to make was for the betterment of myself, to take people out of my life who have caused me harm and were toxic and were horrible influences, and they did not have good intentions. They were people that refused to meet my wife. They refused to give Joanna a chance. And the consequences of that impossible decision meant that I could no longer communicate with my siblings. And family was one of the biggest foundations of my childhood, my teenagehood, and my young adulthood. Family was always first. And you always put family first, no matter what. But when family turns on you, then where do you go? So I did what I think most people would do, or maybe some people, or maybe nobody. I chose my wife. And I would choose her every single day. And I do not regret any of the decisions I made. But that decision was impossible because I knew that inevitably I would be saying goodbye to other people in my life. And I don't know where they are. I hope they're okay. But K and P, if you guys somehow see this, I love you so much. And I can't wait until the day that you maybe decide to reach out to me and talk to me again, when you're allowed to. So, when I look at this, and when I tell you guys that the people in this community are my family, I'm not joking. I'm not kidding. There's people that I've met through this community that are my emergency contacts. There's people in this community that I know if I asked them to fly here to my home today, that they would do it. I know that when so many of you guys have offered to fly out here and help us move, I know you're serious. So when people question why I love Funko or why I collect these toys, it's because this isn't a hobby. These aren't toys. This is family. And I'm so lucky and so grateful to have this channel, to have you guys, because you have changed my life in ways that I never could imagine. So Lauren, thank you. Yeah, and since today is Monday, and maybe some of you guys weren't ready for this video, to be honest, I put it off all weekend just because I still can't believe it. But for today's Monday motivation, I want you guys to take something that I learned as an adult in his mid to late 20s. And that is something that I wish I learned a long time ago, earlier in my life. And for today's Monday motivation, whether you have a great family, maybe you have a bad family, maybe you have some people that you consider family. Family is not always blood. And the people that have made the biggest impact in my life, the ones that have been there for me, the ones that continue to look out for me and Joanna, they're not blood. I am fortunate to have some blood relatives that have come into my life who have been extremely kind, and they're people that I look forward to continue to get to know as I continue on here as an adult. But if there's anybody out there who may be in a tough family situation, just remember, it's not over. There's other people that are going to come into your life that can change your life in ways you've never imagined. They can bring situations to you and opportunities that you could never fathom. I never saw myself doing some of the things that I'm about to do this year, but I couldn't do it without the strength, without the support, and without all the courage that you guys have sent my way. So, I'm fortunate to have this little 2.75 inch soda figure in my collection, but this is just a symbol for what this community has given Joanna and I. So just remember that family isn't always blood. Yeah. So anyway, I hope everybody has a great rest of your week. We've got some more great stuff on the horizon. Thank you to everybody who has made a positive impact on my life. You guys have no idea how grateful I am. And I speak a lot on her behalf, but Joanna is also incredibly grateful because she does not have a big family tree either. But the people we do have, if you're in the circle, it's ride or die. As always, guys, don't stop shooting until you score, and we'll see you all very soon.